Chatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was one of the greatest kings of India, and the most interesting fact about him is that he began his journey to create an empire at a tender age of 15 years. Yes, 15 years. This 15-year-old boy took an oath to challenge the most powerful dynasties of the time. Back then, in 1620s, this is what Mughal Empire and India looked like. But because of the foundation that Chhatrapati laid for the Maratha Empire, the extent of the Marathas was this in 1759. More than his land and force that Chhatrapati conquered, he is remembered for the legacy he left behind, that is of Swabhiman and Swaraj. Chhatrapati established such a rule that even today, that is 340 years after his death, we celebrate Shiv Jayanti as if Raji is still alive. One of the brilliant forces behind his success was a great woman named Aausaheb Shahaji Bhosle, mother of Chhatrapati. Today in this video, come let us try to explore what are few of the important teachings of Aausaheb that shape the character of Chatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and more importantly, the values that can be extremely helpful in our daily lives as well. Aausaheb's parenting and teaching was so powerful that she raised not one but two Chatrapatis for the land of India, Chatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Chatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Before we get into the teachings, let us try and understand a little about the early life of Aausaheb JIJAMATA. Born as Jijabai, she was a daughter of Lakhoji Rao Jadhav, a prominent Sardar of Sindhikhed, and then married to a valorous Sardar, Shahaji Bhosle. By looking at these power centers around her, you may think that her life would have been fortunate and privileged, right? But then, that's not what it is. She had to go through a lot of hardships. She lost her daughters in infancy. Only two of her sons could make it to the adulthood. Her brother and father were deceitfully murdered by Nizam. Her elder son was also murdered. Aausaheb overcame all these hardships, and seeing the conditions of common people, she turned her pain into the purpose and responsibility to liberate her people, show them the essence of Swaraj, the self-governance. That's when she started passing on the education to her son, Shubha, the Janani of Swaraj. First lesson we need to learn from Aausaheb is, you should never ever impose your insecurities and fears onto your children or your junior. Chatrapati was a little child. Aausaheb used to tell epic stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata to him, and always derived valuable lessons of politics and warfare to turn her son into a good leader. She instilled in him the values of Swaraj. She taught her son to respect farmers, their produce, civilians. Women should be treated with dignity and respect, and always consider the welfare of the people to be at the helm of administration. While other dynasties were involved in conquest, greed for the land, and in this power struggle, people were exploited. For Shubha, it was very clear that greatness of king is measured by the happiness and security of the common people. In order of pursuing this, he would sometimes take unpopular steps and would never compromise on his values and do what is right at the right time. Even if you're a Hindu or someone else, if you cause nuisance in the society, you are severely punished. In this case, all the village hetmans who abused their power, the landlords who abused their wealth, and influential persons ill-treating other people were punished under Chhatrapati's rule. Now, although he received a lot of backlash and opposition for that, he continued doing what is right. Here comes the teaching of Aausaheb. Even if it meant doing something unpopular, Chhatrapati always did what was right and not what got him popularity. In modern days, we see people, leaders, doing things just to gain popularity. This is what makes Shubha a standout leader, and this is what the quality we'll have to learn from Shubha and Aausaheb. Moving forward, come let us try and understand Chatrapati's character with slightly different perspective. What do you think? What would have been the reason or the driving force for normal people, farmers, civilians who could easily join Chatrapati for the purpose of Swaraj? What is the quality in a person which served as an inspiration and inspiration was so strong that people were not even ready to sacrifice their lives for the Swaraj. And how would Chhatrapati make them understand the purpose of Swaraj? Well, here comes the third teaching. It's again the Aausaheb's teaching of compassion, love, growth, and empathy, which were so deeply ingrained in Chatrapati that he had mastered the quality of connecting directly with the people. In modern days, which we call it as emotional intelligence, Bhavnik Buddhimata. Emotional intelligence is an ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions of the people. This one quality, amongst others, helped Shiva in building a strong and loyal army, which was trained later but picked from the common people. People would easily resonate with his idea of Swaraj, of self-governance and its purpose. This quality not only helped in planning and execution, but also helped Chhatrapati in administrative excellence. He could gain the trust of people and develop mutual understanding, direct relation, establish his credibility, gain a place in their heart as revered as God. Another teaching of Aausaheb that shaped the character of Chatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is the power of faith and inspiration. After a major setback where Chatrapati Shivaji Maharaj lost many territories and 23 forts under the Treaty of Purandar, it was the faith and belief along with the encouragement of Aausaheb that helped him prevent the enemies from completely destroying the Swaraj. It was her encouragement that inspired the Marathas to re-establish Swaraj with a renewed enthusiasm. In today's world, encouragement and the ability to bounce back after a setback is a crucial quality for the success in any field. Aausaheb's teaching reminds us that it is important to keep the faith and be inspired even in the face of adversity. Sum up, these are the points. Never ever impose your insecurities and fears onto your juniors or children. Rather, give them the lessons of social learning, politics, which would actually help them in preparing their mindset to fight for the justice, equality, instill in them the courage, understand their rights, the duties, and also let them understand what it means to be in a situation or in a world where demotivation and failure are the part of life. Leadership is not winning a popularity contest, but it's about delivering an extraordinary output by doing the right things.